Every marriage has its ups and downs, and according to a recent study, retirement is usually a down for most couples. But I don't think that's true. It's less about the marriage trouble and more about the major shifts happening at once during retirement with your new identity, role, purpose, and your daily structure, which then impacts the dynamics between you and your spouse. In this video, I'll share 7 key steps for strengthening your marriage so that you can have a smoother, easier transition into retirement. Not just any retirement, but a retirement that you love. As a life coach for older adults, I have helped over 1,400 retirees transition into a more energizing, purposeful life. And I have found that these specific steps will help impact your marriage. Step number 1 is to air out expectations. Expectations are everything. The difference between total satisfaction and total resentment. There's a quote by Neil Strauss, who wrote the book, The Truth, an uncomfortable book about relationships. Unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments. As it is, adjusting to the many layers of dynamic shifts in retirement leads to so many challenges. Couple that with the conflicts between you and your partner about different perspectives on how to spend your time, your money, your energy, your focus, and your effort. Things can get pretty tricky if all of these changes and expectations are unspoken. According to a study on relationship expectations, they change with age. The researchers found 2 relationship factors that become increasingly important as you age. Respect and generativity. Older adults specifically have clear expectations when it comes to relationships. 4 that are applicable across generations: proximity, support, intimacy, and fun, as well as 2 that become more important with age: generativity and respect. While these findings apply to social relationships in general, it's worth being aware of how they play out in your marriage specifically. So try to include these topics and others in your conversations about expectations. And this goes for everything from big to small that impacts your daily life during this transition and new life phase. From expectations around how to split your chores to your bigger overarching goals and dreams. Getting on the same page is a big deal, especially when you consider the fact that communication problems is the most common factor, as in 65%, that leads to divorce. So it's worth simply opening the conversation. Once you have this platform open to talk about your expectations, you'll more easily head into step number 2, which is spend intentional quality time together. Studies show that couples who spend quality time together build stronger relationships than those who don't, which comes as no surprise. But there is a caveat here. That doesn't mean you should just fill your days with mindless or even routine ho-hum activities. Research has found that couples who engage in a mundane shared activity every week for 10 weeks didn't see an improvement in how they felt about their marriage. But those who engaged in interesting and novel activities, new activities, saw measurable improvements in how connected and satisfied they were with their marriage. So it's important to be intentional about how you spend your time, even if that means literally putting in the intentional time into your calendar. Whatever the shared activity, aim to be fully present and to give your energy to your partner, especially during that quality time. That's not to say quality me time isn't equally as important, which is step number 3. Balance time apart. It's natural to assume that more time together as a couple leads to a stronger marriage. But for most couples, especially if you're used to being apart during work hours, being together all day, every day can quickly take a toll on your relationship. The truth is, spending some time apart is also beneficial. According to Travelodge's poll of more than 2,000 people, 80% credit their happy marriages to having a break from each other every now and then. Having time apart builds anticipation and it helps you appreciate your time together even more. Not to mention that alone time gives each of you the opportunity to do so many beneficial things. Self-regulate, get grounded, restore and relax, and pursue your own individual interests and friendships with others. These all play a role into a satisfying life. As a retirement life coach, I want to add a quick caveat here that when you do your own inner work and you go inward for the answers and accountability, 100% of your relationship dynamics improve. It has to. whether it's with your partner, adult kids, friends, parents, and so on. I hear about this all the time in private life coaching sessions. When you do your own work on your personal growth and your happiness, a side effect is your relationships improve. As far as marriages, I hear things from clients like, we're only growing stronger and stronger together, even after 50 years of marriage. There's a deepening of the bond, more meaning, and more playfulness. So don't be afraid to indulge in your me time, especially because connecting with yourself, first and foremost, is one of the most powerful ways to deepen your relationships with other people. As Brené Brown puts it, connecting to yourself lets you approach people for genuine connection rather than approach people for validation. So here's to being solid in your sense of self with some time apart, and then showing up as a better, more authentic version of yourself in your marriage, which will better set you up for the next step. Number 4, show appreciation. Decades of sharing a life with a partner can easily lead to taking them for granted. We all know too well that doesn't lead down a happy road, and appreciation and expressive gratitude are the better option. Research shows that couples who practice expressing gratitude and appreciation, both verbal and nonverbal, report greater levels of marital satisfaction than those who don't. And those who are able to truly make an effort to demonstrate appreciation often experience deeper, more meaningful relationships and longer lasting marriages. As for getting into an easy mental space that's habit forming for injecting your marriage with gratitude and appreciation, it's all about keeping it simple and consistent. If you're familiar with our content, you know how I advocate for consistent micro steps. It can be as simple as expressing how much you appreciate a home-cooked meal or an act of kindness, writing a heartfelt note, or just taking the time to be present and practice active listening. Whatever resonates the most with you is going to help you be more consistent with it over time. And make sure it's in a small way, because that's going to be key. In fact, according to a study on personal relationships, it's the little things that make the biggest impact when it comes to gratitude. Most days are mundane and repetitive, and big things happen only once in a while. How you treat each other daily and consistently is how you make the biggest impact. If you want to dig a little deeper, see which of Gary Chapman's 5 love languages applies to both you and your partner. Words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, or physical touch. And while the love languages are more commonly known, there's also the opposite, equally as powerful, fight languages that are worth looking into, which is step number 5, argue better. As best-selling author and public speaker Jay Shetty claims in his book, 8 Rules of Love, just as there are Gary Chapman's love languages, there are also fight languages. The avoider, the attacker, the rescuer, the withdrawer, and the victim. Conflict is, of course, an inevitable part of any marriage. So understanding how your spouse argues and manages tough emotions can be a game changer. Research indicates how couples argue has a significant impact on how often they fight and how intense their arguments get, which in turn also affects how satisfied they are with their marriage. In fact, a study found that those who focus on solvable issues and work together against the problem, rather than how the other person is making them feel, are more likely to have happier marriages. And a big part of this is going to be around awareness, heightening your awareness of when you or your spouse are entering a fight language or needing a love language. One major practice that will help not only your marriage, but your entire life in general is step number 6, dive into mindfulness. It's no secret that the benefits of mindfulness give you so much leverage in life. And it not only improves your overall well-being, but it can also vastly improve your marriage. Beyond the many studies that reveal mindfulness benefits like reducing loneliness and pro-inflammatory gene expression in older adults, reducing stress and improving sleep, one huge marital benefit is it reduces your emotional reactivity. And of course, heightens your awareness level to even slow down reactivity so that you go from reacting to responding, which is a slower pace that's not off the rails. We all have those moments where your brain just instantly jumps to a painful reaction to something rather than having an even-keeled response. Practicing mindfulness consistently every day will improve your equanimity, and it will so come in handy during any conflict with your spouse. I've seen it time and time again in private coaching calls and personally in my own marriage. If you're looking for a simple mindfulness activity that you can incorporate into your daily routine, try some of our favorites, which are all backed by science. Meditation, which has so many forms, Tai Chi, yoga, walking in nature, journaling, or gratitude-focused journaling. For mindfulness to really blossom, it's about doing it consistently and daily. So please intentionally select something that resonates with you at your core. Because I recommend pretty much every day, my number one tool of making consistent micro steps, here's a powerful hack for achieving consistency. If you find yourself skipping out on days, shorten your daily time and just hop back into a daily cadence, never cramming to catch up. This is the most powerful cadence and rhythm for any intentional path, especially your growth path, which is our final step today. Number 7, focus on your own growth path. As I mentioned earlier in this video, when you focus on yourself and your own personal growth and evolution and life satisfaction, it's inevitable. The side effect is to improve your relationships, marriage included. Plus, you are designed for growth. The mere fact that your brain is plastic and neuroplasticity exists proves that you are built for lifelong learning. We as humans are designed to grow at every life stage, and retirement is no different. The bonus tip here is to apply growth and new experiences to your marriage as well. So you have your own passions and purpose and growth path. Your partner has their passions and growth path, and you as a couple have your own couples activities together. So turn those couples activities into new growth experiences, and it becomes a bonding experience. Whether it's learning a new skill or traveling to a new destination, there's something about trying new things together. Research reveals that new adventures make couples feel secure, and novel experiences improve the quality of couples' relationships. And that's not to say there aren't benefits in sharing routine activities, so long as they are intentional and focused on your shared values. For example, there are solid benefits of maintaining a family ritual. And according to a 50-year family study, family routines and rituals can improve your marriage and your health. For example, something like a tradition in the form of an annual couples retreat falls right in line with that. Plus, it's a great way to proactively and intentionally work on your growth, both individually and as a bonding couple, where you might find it helpful to review your year and celebrate your journey and set intentions for the upcoming year. One-night cabin retreats are exactly what successful speaker and author Sean Medlin and his wife regularly practice, which they call their State of the Union couples retreats. Regardless of the path you take, exploring new and exciting growth experiences together can help strengthen your marital bond. And remember that marriage is just one part of a fully energizing and purposeful retirement as a whole. If you want comprehensive help achieving your ideal retirement life, head over to our free workshop and please watch How to Turn Your Successful Career into a Successful Retirement. Thank you so much for watching. I am Cyn Meyer, your passionate retirement life coach, and I will see you in the next video.